Meeting someone with radically different beliefs is guaranteed to happen in this day and age of global communication, international travel, and the mixing of cultures, and, and most certainly the case on open internet forums like Facebook, YouTube, and the like. Many belief systems and established religions strongly advise against this for many reasons. The promotion of the religion, the avoidance of certain practices that can make for a questionable society at best, and many more besides. Because there's nothing in standard religion texts that gives us the tools for handling interactions with other faiths other than killing them, we will still have some issues in this multicultural world we live in. Some atheists might say that we need to stamp out certain aspects of that. Unfortunately, that doesn't always work out, as is proven in many cases with culture shock causing a massive backlash. And if you try to completely remove a religion by starting at the school level, you're just going to end up removing understanding of the culture behind it and therefore causing bigger rifts, which may end up indeed being remarkably similar to a similar system used by a German government in the 1930s. Communication, when it comes to the different understandings of the world, is going to be much harder. So I'm going to lay out my best bits of advice for communicating with someone when it comes to sharing our different beliefs. Worthwhile noting, this is based on conversations I've had with people that don't share the same beliefs as I. Number one, establish a rapport. Like any form of communication, understanding how someone will respond to discussion is very important. Similar to when you go on a first date, or at a party with people you don't know, or even chatting with a new co-worker. It's rare you dive head-on into deep philosophical discussion. Start with small talk and get the feel of their conversation style. If that involves learning a bit about their past, all the better. It gives you something to build on when it comes to understanding their position. Number two, establish positions. Laying down lines, setting up the discussion, whatever you want to call it. It allows you to make a clear statement of your beliefs and how you feel about others' beliefs. More importantly, it makes sure you both know what the main topic of discussion is and where one stands in regards to it. If at all possible, apply the Socratic method and make sure both of you understand the other's positions to their satisfaction before you start discussing anything. You need to establish the goalposts so they don't think that you're moving them for any reason at all. Number three, be open-minded but not condescending. If you're having such a discussion with someone on the beliefs, odds are you're willing to hear them bring up the topics and understand what they are thinking. It's very important that we make the effort to understand each other. Otherwise, communication isn't achieved. It could be they present arguments you've never considered, refer to concepts you don't understand, and vice versa. It could be the concept you understand intimately is something they think is childish and unrelated, or they raise something that you have little understanding of and don't think matters. Just because they have a different understanding than you doesn't mean they are stupid or need to go back to school. Always be open to new ideas. Otherwise, your debate will stall at the first hurdle. Number four, be respectful but thick-skinned. Respect does not mean giving them immunity from scrutiny, if it is directly linked to the topic at hand. How one asks any question and how they seek to understand the answer given is how one shows respect. It doesn't mean they can't be invasive questions or not agreeing with you wholeheartedly, but it does mean the questions are there to learn, not necessarily to disprove outright. Remember, they might say things that could be assumptive, if not outright offensive. If you send a highly sensitive person to discuss a topic which is triggering, they'll end up with at least one person being very upset just by being in the room. If you send someone who can take criticism on the chin and deliver a controlled response in return, designed to learn, not just destroy, then you have a productive debate and learning from each side. No insults or deliberately hurtful comments drawn from listening to their stories, which may include trauma or abuse. Ultimately, just remember, as long as the person you're communicating with is okay with your question, it doesn't matter how others may feel about them. Be tactful, but don't walk on eggshells. It may sound like a lot of conflicting things, but a line can be drawn for these and easily maintained. Number 5. Try to find common ground and relearn some things. It's not always going to be possible to get someone to understand your position, and nearly impossible to get them to come round to your way of thinking. Unless it is for a debating competition, winning isn't the goal of any of these communications I'm trying to instill, but communicating ideas so all can understand. It's hard work to get that information across, so the goal is to present your views as clearly as possible, to understand their position as thoroughly as possible. Best thing to aim for is mutual understanding and finding a middle ground at which you can shake hands and move on. This is how I would like to approach a debate with someone, and this would be the ideal scenario for that. But this is not always the case of what happens on the forums. Most of this stuff just goes completely out the window, and it becomes a brawl where someone is making a big show trying to push one point when it is not only a waste of time to let it happen, or a big topic of discussion, but the needed research or structure. It's like a security consultant deliberately trying to walk through an unlocked door that has a guard next to it, because that's clearly a weak point in their security. They know, and they are addressing it. So why don't you try pointing out something else rather than pick at one point alone? If you ever plan on having a big debate with someone, I recommend double checking your approach to debates and discussions so you can have a productive conversation and hopefully learn from the outcome, no matter what it is. Far better take a few minutes to check yourself than expect everything to go your way because you've brushed up on your material. So stay respectful, stay humble, stay safe, and God be with you, my friend.